to the reds here. Well, he was just able to avoid the underside of the pack, and that's a nicely played shot.
Considering what he's put into his Championship League campaign already this season, I find myself pulling for him.
Yeah, I think if anything, he'll just be relieved to finally get over the line. We've already mentioned that he's run it close up to now.
21.
This is definitely his chance to book his place in the finals group.
Yeah, previous to this, the closest he got to winning a group
26.
was Group 4. He beat John Higgins 3-1 in the semi-finals and then lost 3-2 to Neil Robertson in the group final. Isn't it a strange game, though? The most unpredictable game you could ever have. He looked so patchy and out of sorts in the first frame. Who could possibly have imagined that he could win the next two in a single visit, having potted raking reds from distance to start off?
Yeah, and this is where matches are won and lost, isn't it, Phil? You know, the temperament of the players is just so imperative. The best players in the world are able to do this. They're able to turn it on when they need to. And okay, KYREN hasn't been 100% here. He's been a long way from that, in fact, but he's got the job done in the end, or so it seems.
42.
Yeah, the way his day has gone, I think there might still be reservations.
Yeah, that's why I'm interested to know, actually, because it doesn't look like his game's in a bad place. You know, he looks to be hitting the ball quite nicely.
50.
You know he's practicing hard. He's always been very dedicated. Just something not quite been right this evening. But I'm sure KYREN won't mind that one bit when he gets home tonight. If he's the group winner, he'll be delighted.
Money to win to be able to pay for the reupholstering of the chair. No, he hasn't damaged it, don't worry. It was just a joke. But he felt like damaging the chair at the time. He wanted to do something to vent his spleen. But he's held those emotions in check. And now he's on the brink of escape.
64.
Snooker's required already. If the black goes in, Group 7 will not be seeing KYREN Wilson. His ever-present status in every group of this season's BetVictor Championship League is over. And he's delighted because he will be in the winners group. Now, can he just put the icing on the cake and finish off with his 19th century in this tournament so far? Even though he won the first frame, it was unconvincing. What's transpired in the next two, Stephen? just underlines what a player he is.
Yeah, definitely turned it on just when it matters most.
88.
You know what? On the whole, of course, he'll be happy with his performance.
89.
He's done what he came to do, and that's get his name in the hat for the winners group.
Yes, and by the way, what a winners group it is, enhanced by Wilson's appearance.
KYREN Wilson, 89.
There will be no century,
Frame in the match.
but there will be no KYREN Wilson here tomorrow. He's through, finally, after so many near misses. He's into the winners group. He defeats Pang Junzhu. The first frame was full of errors. He was so frustrated after playing in 6 groups and tiring himself out. But then, 76 and 89, he wins the match 3-0. And KYREN Wilson has what he wanted to do yesterday morning. He came here, he said, I want to win this group and give myself a really good chance of regaining, let's not forget that, the BetVictor Championship League title, because he's won it before, both invitational and ranking. And now it sets up an absolutely terrific winners group, which features 6 players, all of whom have won world ranking titles, 4 of whom have won the ranking title, the World Championship. Now, just scooting out of the commentary box to go into the interview position to speak to KYREN Wilson is Stephen Hallworth. As soon as they're in there and ready to start speaking, I'll hand over. Let me just tell you who is in this winners group. Stuart Bingham, Chris Wakelin, Neil Robertson, John Higgins, Mark Selby, and now KYREN Wilson. And he is chatting with Stephen.
KYREN, congratulations. You put yourself in a great position yesterday. Was today just all about conserving energy?
Yeah, my wife came over sort of early on in the morning and had a bit of time off between match 1 and match 2. So went out, did a bit of shopping, sort of chilled out for a bit, and yeah, missed food. Like I missed dinner time. So like my next 2 games, I was just scrambling, like trying to find energy. But God, I've gone through so many like groups. I wanted to just make sure I got through this one. So I probably started sort of trying too hard. But obviously glad to get through that one.
Yeah, myself and Phil was actually talking about that in commentary. It was like the back end of that semi-final and then the start of that final looked a real struggle, and I was unsure if it was just you trying too hard to regain that focus.
Absolutely.
Was that the case?
Yeah, absolutely. Yesterday I was sort of, you know, really at the peak of my powers, playing really good stuff. 4 out of 4 wins. 3 out of 3 wins. And you know, everybody's such a good player in this, and best of 5s, anything can happen. So yeah, I just honestly, I couldn't do another group. Nothing against the Championship League. I just couldn't do a 7th group. It was driving me crazy. So yeah, no, it's all good match practice. So glad to be in that winners group now.
Yeah, and just looking ahead to that winners group, it's a pretty star-studded lineup, and obviously your name's in the hat now. You're obviously really relieved. The bank manager probably wanted you to still be in this group, but you've got a great chance now. Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, obviously you can rack up the cash, can't you? I've been going for 6 groups now, so I'm sure the money's already been spent by the kids. I'm sure of that. So yeah, it's just a sort of dangling carrot trying to get into the champions, and I was gutted to miss that this season. So yeah, I'll be trying my hardest to win that and make sure I'm in the hat for next year's Champions.
Well, great stuff today, mate, and congratulations. We'll see you in winners group.
Thank you very much. Cheers.